Drake is going to be coming to the UK. This guy's been in Australia getting the MJ treatment, and it's just been announced that he's going to be headlining the Wireless Festival, the Big Bad Wireless Festival, the world-renowned Wireless Festival. But not only is he headlining it, he's headlining it 3 nights. People have a little bit of a gripe because on the first night, on Friday, he's headlining with PartyNextDoor. They've just released the album. Summer Walker is the guest. On the Saturday night, it's Drake and the Man Dem. On the Sunday night, it's Drake and Burna Boy and Vibes Cartel. Madness. But what do we think about Drake headlining 3 nights at Wireless? And what do we think about the second night on the Saturday, Drake and the Man Dem?
Go for it, man. You kick it off. I'm listening.
Well, the Man Dem, I think that we could maybe assume that the Man Dem is the UK artist. We could maybe assume that maybe, if we was to guess who the Man Dem's going to be, it's probably the artist that Drake's worked with already, right? Out of the UK. He's got an association with quite a few UK artists, whether it be Skepta, whether it be Giggs, whether it be Central C, Heady One. I'm wondering if they're going to be the Man Dem. I'm wondering if they are okay with just being called the Man Dem. Mega from So Solid has been very vocal and said that the UK artists, the legendary UK artists, they deserve to be named by their name or their brand. You know what I'm saying? Man Dem maybe makes it sound like the Man Dem are backup dancers. Let's not get it twisted. Drake is bigger than all of these artists, because it made me think that if Central C was to go to America and headline a festival, it's not going to be Central C and the Man Dem. You know what I'm saying? So why is it Drake comes to the UK and on the Saturday, he's going to be probably bringing out a lot of the UK artists and it's Drake and the Man Dem? We're assuming that it's the UK artist. That might be an assumption that a lot of people have been making a fanfare about on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, the app that's now X. It's funny when I say that, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people have made an assumption that the Man Dem means the UK artist. But how about maybe it's not even the Man Dem? But I also think that is Central C upset because whether he is the Man Dem or not, I think he deserves to headline Wireless Festival in his own right after the year that he's just had and his debut album making an impact that he has had. You know what I'm saying? On a normal year, Central C would definitely be a headliner. So the Man Dem, it stinks a bit. It stinks. Maybe more than a bit.
Why does it stink though?
Because it's like you're not giving the artist the credit that they're supposed to get. This is in the UK territory. This is the UK and worldwide renowned Wireless Festival. The UK artists, the Man Dem, they definitely deserved to be in print and recognized. But maybe the artists themselves don't care. And I feel like when the Man Dem, the artists that actually do come out and support Drake on the Saturday as the Man Dem, they're really going to be standing up and really saying, yeah, I accepted kind of being a backup dancer. Maybe that's a lot to say. Do you know what I'm saying? Nah, seriously. Because I'm thinking, come on, man, a lot of the UK artists, they're not going to be satisfied no matter who the headliner is. They're not going to be satisfied with being seen as a backup dancer. So yeah, it stinks of backup dancer. It does stink of backup dancer. But maybe if they're okay with it, who are we to say? Who are we to say, nah, this UK artist shouldn't be just part of the Man Dem. They should be on the flyer. They should be announced. But if they don't care, why do we care?
And do you care?
I don't know if I care enough though. Because if they don't care, why do I care? Because at the end of the day, they're getting paid,
This is hilarious.
At the end of the day, they're getting paid, brother.
All right.
They're getting paid. And let's not get it twisted. Drake is bigger than all of them.
Yeah, you said that.
But I do think it stinks though. I do think it stinks a bit though.
Cool. Do you want my 10 pence on it, or are we gonna move
Yeah,
on?
I'm waiting for your 10 pence, bro.
All right, cool. So here's my 10 pence. Suspense building. Everybody ready? I love this year. I actually really love this year, 2025. It started off crazy, right? We've had the whole mess of the Super Bowl. We've had the whole mess of the Grammys. As we record this pod, it's the night before, because I messed up the whole calendar. It's the night before we get the Mobo's mess, or maybe not mess, but we're about to get it. So the next time we speak, we'll be on the other side of that. And now we have the mess of Wireless. And I just want to rewind back to 2024 for just a brief second, when we were talking about how festivals were struggling. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It was my daughter's 18th. I bought her a 3-day pass about 2 weeks before Wireless last year. And in previous times, that was unheard of. If you didn't get your pass straight away as everything was announced and everything, boom.
It sell off. You should sell off quick.
All right then. So I digress now to the issue at hand. You said a word that I really liked, and it was assume. Massive assumptions have been made about this the Mandem headlining, right? Massive assumptions have been made. And I think it's like, I don't know, you could almost call it cultural appropriation, because we don't know who decided to use the term the Mandem on the flyer, but it insinuates...
It sounds comical though, innit?
To me, I found it hilarious. But it insinuates UK artists. Now, if we look at Drake, we don't know who his friends are. Right now, we don't know who his friends are. We don't know if, other than 21 Savage, because, you know, he said on the album, we need to discuss that album in a moment. He said that 21's the only person that checked for him.
He was the only one that was there for him. Yeah.
Checked for him. So unless he's going to say Drake and 21 Savage, which I would really enjoy, we don't know.
You wouldn't?
No, I said I would really enjoy it. Listen, I don't even need Drake to be there if 21 Savage gonna be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real. So
we saw 21 Savage.
We did indeed.
Both together
on his homecoming.
That was
on his homecoming.
It was a blast.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Even though the sound wasn't good, but anyway.
All right. I think we discussed that on a previous episode. And by the way, everyone listening, please do go back, check the back catalogue, OnSite podcast. We're outside. So I just found it really, really interesting. Now, there were some tweets that I seen from very reputable,
peoples,
UK influencers. Get them up on the screen. Mimi the blogger had a lot to say. There's various. Hopefully, if you're watching this right now, you can see them all, and we can go through. And there's a lot of backlash, and there's a lot of disrespect being thrown onto UK artists. But let me ask you a question, bro. Pick any UK artist that you feel like should be offended. Just pick them. Or further on, for this game that we're going to play, let's just imagine. So anyone listening, imagine a UK artist that you feel should be disrespected by the title of the Mandem. You mentioned Central C. Let's just say Central C is one of the Mandem. Let's just say that. If Wireless throw you 150K to grace that stage, how upset are you?
It's all about the money. It's all about the money. You know what Wireless have done, yeah? After this Kendrick Lamar stuff, they've given him the stage to reply and send shots back, basically. It's read all about it. You know them ones there, the old newspaper thing. Bro, Kendrick's had his stage at the Super Bowl, and now they're giving Drake the stage at Wireless.
Hold on, because you're going on to the next part of the convo before we finish this part of the convo. I asked you a question. If you get thrown 150 bags, yeah, I know a lot of these rappers do have money. I know they do have money. But if you get thrown 150 racks, how upset are you, bro?
Well, I've already said that though, haven't I? Because I'm saying that probably they don't care because they're getting paid and they're coming out supporting Drake, the biggest rapper in the world, yeah? Like, if they don't care, why do we care? And we are making, like we both said, a big assumption.
So this is my thing. And this is what I really just wanted to touch on. Why the backlash, guys? Why the backlash? Now, listen, for a little bit of context, the backup dancer thing was brought into the vernacular of UK street and black music around the times of, I feel like I can't remember what year was it. Was it 2015 when Kanye West done his what's that song called?
At the Brits, yeah.
What's the name of that song?
All day.
I know it weren't all night. All day,
yeah.
And he had various people, and Tiny Temper famously had something to say. Skepta was on. There was a bunch of artists on stage, but
best artists on stage. Stormzy was there.
Yeah.
Bare guys.
There was a lot of. I mean, BBK was on stage. There's a lot of premier UK artists. Last year, I spoke about the top floor of UK rap. There were a lot of men that stand on the top floor.
Man, want to talk about backup dancer.
Yeah. So so now everyone's in their Twitter and on their X's. Listen. For the remainder of this podcast, can we just call it Twitter, please? Because the X thing don't really work in the conversation.
All right, well, look at this tweet, Ills. Okay, someone's tweeted, Drake treats the UK like the ex you know will always have your back. And that's so funny to me.
So, talking about having your back, you said you feel like Wireless have now given him the stage to reply.
They've given him the stage. They've given him the stage because he didn't have the Super Bowl stage, and he probably never would have the Super Bowl stage. And I think that he would do a lot on that Super Bowl stage, but he's probably never going to have it now, is he? So now Wireless have given him 3 nights. It seems quite apt, to be honest. Don't you think so?
You feel like the 2 stages are comparable, because I find that hilarious. I really
I'm not
do.
saying they're comparable, but they've given him a
apt.
stage.
Yeah,
it's quite apt. Yeah.
I mean, listen, for me, I just feel like, as I said, by giving Drake the 3 nights, they've created a talking point. That the Man Them headline, I'm not paying attention to it until I know who the Man Them are. And when the Man Them revealed himself, I want to know how much they got paid. I know we shouldn't really pocket watch, but I'd just like to know how much it costs for you to be known as the Man Them. And then we can have a conversation on whether it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? But
Wireless is like Drake's home ground. Let's not get it twisted. He first headlined Wireless, I think, in 2012, and he's performed there many times. And I was there the year when I think he came in last minute to replace DJ Khaled, because, you know, Khaled don't like to fly, whatever the complications were.
Yeah.
And it was fever pitch. People were in the trees, people were stampeding, and people were just so happy. It was a madness. It was a moment. I was there, and he weren't even on the stage for that long. There was the other time when Drake performed on the stage and he brought out gigs. Do you know what I'm saying? There was, I think there.
I thought gigs brought out Drake
at Wireless. There you go.
Gigs brought out Drake at the Reading Festival. Reading Festival. Okay.
But so, I think they definitely done it at Wireless as well.
So can we? I know it's early in the conversation, but can we get into a little bit of mess?
I'll allow you to address the mess.
Oh no, it's not the mess, but it's a little bit of mess, because you know what? Listen, I'm here for a bit of mess. Why?
But before we get to the mess, do you think this Drake 3 nights at Wireless headlining, do you think it's going to go down a treat, or do you think it's going to or do you think that Wireless has missed a beat?
Is that you repeated that? It's your bar, innit? You like that one there, innit? Look at him, he's smiling.
It's a freestyle.
To answer your question, I don't see how this doesn't work out for all parties involved. I don't see how this becomes a bad thing. Like, I feel like it would take something very, very crazy for this not to be a good show. Because listen, Drake's been on stages for a very long time. He knows what he's doing. There's going to be a lot of money there for him to play around with production. He's got the same stage 3 nights, so, you know, there's a lot less costs in terms of pulling down and setting up for 3 nights. So that gives him a bit more scope to play for. He can almost treat it a little bit more like a tour than just a festival performance. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but how's he going to facilitate the whole day?
He's the headliner, so he's just the last act.
So they haven't announced the rest. Like Friday, he's got Summer Walker special guest. Like, respects to Summer Walker. I've seen her perform. I want to see her by herself. I don't really need her as a special guest on the Drake and PartyNextDoor show. On the Saturday, it's going to be quite interesting to see who the Man Them is. But on the Sunday, everyone's seen Burna Boy a million times. It's all about Vibes Cartel.
Don't do that. You're right, but don't do that. You're right, but don't do that.
Gaza. We've seen Burna Boy a million times, bro.
We've seen Drake a million times, bro. Don't do
We ain't
Burna
seen
like
Cartel a million times, though.
Okay, so it's the homecoming. And I know he's not from here, but still it's the homecoming. You know, say his missus is from North London. He's touching down North London. It's getting mad.
See them.
It's getting mad. So I've not been to Wireless in many years, but I feel like you might have to lean on your industry connects. Yeah, I'm saying, SK, you might have to lean on your people, them, car. I feel like I don't really want to miss that one. I don't really want to miss that one. But yeah, definitely the Sunday's going to be a special day. And I feel like that is also a little bit of seasoning for the rest of the day, because Summer Walker will perform a set. I don't feel like she's going to come out and sing one song like what SZA done for Kendrick at the Super Bowl. I don't think it's that kind of special guest. I think she's actually going to be doing a set. I hope PartyNextDoor also does a set. And yeah, I want Cartel doing his own set. I don't want Cartel doing one track on Drake. So I'm sure that's what the matinee really is. But listen, there's a bit of mess that I need to get into, but I'm ready to postpone the mess if you allow me to come back to it in just a little moment.
Okay then, whenever you're ready for the mess.
I'm asking permission to postpone the mess because I just mentioned PartyNextDoor. Well, you mentioned him first. But they've just dropped an album, bro. I feel like we should talk about the album. It will all make sense a little later. When I get to the mess.
Some sexy songs for you dropped on Valentine's Day. And yeah, There's beef in the air. Kendrick's sending 1 million shots to Drake. And Drake's decided to team up with his boy PartyNextDoor and drop a Lovers album. You know what I'm saying? This is a rap version of a Lovers Rock album.
Lovers Rock album. Is that what you got from this?
Not Lovers Rock as in the reggae sense, but a Lovers album.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's not what I got from this. This is definitely not a Lovers Rock album in the traditional sense.
Bro, I was trying to follow, but I just had to make sure. Okay, all right, let's kick it off, man. Let's kick it off. So what are we saying? Are we returning to the old school format of the hot takes? Are we gonna just reel them off? What was your favorite production?
I think my favorite production might be the second half of Mothballs. Like, a lot of the production on this is really blending into one, but Mothballs, the second half of Mothballs, man. What's your favorite production?
Okay, so I've got 4 tracks listed because I didn't know which was you was going to come off, one of which was Mothballs. But my favorite production was Where He's Gone, When He's Gone.
Okay, why?
Bro, that's a slow jam, bro. That's a slow jam. That was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So that was it. Now, listen, I just want to give an honorable mention to the intro track titled CNN. I don't know nothing about Toronto. I've never been there, but CNN must be that big building they got in the background on the cover. But towards the end of the record, when the lollipop melody came in, I was here for that. I was definitely here for that. But no, when it's gone slow jam vibes, yeah, that was my bag. Your favorite lyric or quotable?
My favorite lyric, man, this really resonated. Man said, F a rap beef, I'm trying to get the party lit. He said that on Gimme a Hug, Gimme a Hug. Okay. And it's kind of tied with funny how only bitch ends waiting on an obituary. Like, I thought that line was kind of punchy too. But yeah, definitely first on the F a rap beef, I'm trying to get the party lit. What's your favorite lyric, man?
Okay, I got hoes gonna tell you we besties because we take care of them. Hoes gonna be hoes. That's why I never married them. And then he said, all they do is look at me and see an opportunity. All that's left between us, I can't even get words out, is lease agreements and jewelry. And I found that absolutely hilarious. And that was on When He's Gone, my favorite record of the project. I think we can establish at this point. Replay value.
I don't know. It's not sounding like top tier lyricism at the moment, but yeah. Replay value. For me, it's a certain tracks thing. Like, it's definitely a certain tracks thing. I could have trimmed this project by 50% easily, I think. Wow. Sorry, I'm just giving my honest opinion.
Okay,
what about you, man? How much replay value is in it for you,
I think this has got good replay value. But I will digress in the deeper dive. For the hot takes, I'll let you have that. Skips and reloads.
Again, man, no shade, but half of this project is a skippable for me, man.
Okay.
Mothballs is a reload, the second half of the track. And what is the track? Let me tell you. I feel like Give Me a Hug. Okay. Definitely like reloads.
Okay.
Yeah,
so my
my
reloadable track, definitely Give Me a Hug is definitely a reloadable track. And I had Pimmy's Dilemma, the interlude. I really liked her vocal. I really enjoyed her vocal.
Yeah. The vocal was nice.
And the record Die Trying, yeah, that was an instant skip for me. I did not enjoy the production to that.
Yeah. Die Trying is a definite instant skip. I think he's trying to go down an alternate route, and that was definitely for pop radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like some Taylor Swift songs still.
Okay, so right. So cool. So last part of the hot takes. Describe the project in a word or phrase.
A muddle. Like, this project for me is a muddle. What's your phrase to describe this project? Yes.
My description is, this is not a collab. That's my description.
Straight.
Not a collab. So you want to dive into a deep dive?
Yeah, let's get into a deeper dive, man. Right. Some sexy songs for you, Drake and PartyNextDoor. I feel like this was overdue. It's been like tempted for a little while. Now, anyone who knows about any kind of conversation that I have regarding Drake, I play a lot of Drake. I turn up to a lot of Drake. I appreciate a lot of Drake. I like Drake. But you see the slow jams, like you see the the melodic Drake, the R&B Drake. That's definitely not my favorite. So I never anticipated. I wasn't here for the fanfare for this project, but the fanfare's been online. Anytime Drake is about to release a project, you see fanfare, and the fanfare's been there. Yeah, what was your anticipation for this project? Was you fever pitch like? Was you ready?
Okay, so with the climate of the room in terms of the scene at the moment, I was ready to hear what Drake was going to respond with, and when I heard he was releasing a project with PartyNextDoor, yeah, I was excited. I was definitely excited because there's been a few records I can list. The record that they've got with Popcorn, and also I can't remember the name of the record, but I can hear the song. There's a couple of records, and basically when they've gone on a record together, I've had to double check to say which one of them is that? Is that Party or is that Drake? So they've got like a similar, and I imagine they've written a lot of songs together. So to know that
how dare you say that, Ness? How dare you say that? I feel like there's a clear distinction between them
there is,
melodies.
but no, not the melodies, the vocal,
the style,
the tone is different, but the style and the melodies, I think there are parts of the. Listen, what's the? My mind's gone. The record with Popcorn and Drake and PartyNextDoor. I play it a lot.
Loyal.
No, not Loyal, man.
Twist and Turn.
That's the record. I wanted a classic. My anticipation, I wanted a classic record because I feel like, as I said, they've worked together over years and years and years, definitely written together. Party's pen is insane. His number one in his plaque collection is crazy for many artists. I believe one of the records that Party had a silly number one was with Rihanna's and Bryson Tiller and DJ Khaled, Wild Thoughts. That's Party's pen, guys. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, listen, this guy is a hit maker. I think he might have done Rude Boy as well, but listen, let me not misquote. He's done a lot. So this collaboration, I wanted a classic. I wanted a classic, and if I'm totally honest, I saw her on social media, and I don't really like to bring social media into my commentary, but I got to steal this, bro. T-Pain said, this project sounds like the records that they scrapped over the years. They just compiled them and put them out. It was not a classic, guys.
Wow. T-Pain said that,
T-Pain said that. Teddy Pendergrass, he said that.
Man.
And it's like, that is a little bit of a low blow for me. I don't feel like I subscribe to that. But when I heard that, bro. Like, it resonated.
Right. I just want to put on record some of the massive juggernauts. Just a couple of the juggernauts that PartyNextDoor has written. Sex With Me by Rihanna.
Okay.
Work by Rihanna.
Yeah, Work. It was Work, my bad.
Obviously, Believe, PartyNextDoor and Rihanna. That was a big song. Recognize, that's PartyNextDoor and Drake.
Yeah, huge record.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some of the songs, some of the bangers, man. There's a lot more. But you know what I'm saying? You see, my problem with this project, Ness, is I feel like there was a lot of Drake. There's quite a few Drake solos, but when it comes to them slow jam songs, I think it's night and day between PartyNextDoor and Drake. I prefer PartyNextDoor in that. But like he puts Drake in the shade. Like that's PartyNextDoor's bag, and he's really he kind of like shows Drake up a bit because, like, you know, PartyNextDoor's natural with it, where I feel like Drake is a little bit more synthetic with it. Like, that's not Drake's strongest bag. And there were some songs where I would have just preferred PartyNextDoor on by himself, like Lasers just needed PartyNextDoor. It didn't need no Drake. Celibacy just needed like the part 2.
It's a part.
Like, just needed PartyNextDoor. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When he's gone, just needed PartyNextDoor and no Drake. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh no, Drake.
That's
that was the one. That was the one slow jam that I feel like Drake snapped on. That was the one slow record where he snapped. He did go into that bag. But carry on. Let me not.
When he's gone, let me know. And like that's how I felt, man. That's how I felt. Obviously, all eyes were kind of on this project because people wanted to hear what Drake was gonna say. You know what I mean? With all the fanfare, and I feel like he kept the shots to a minimum. And it kind of feels like to me like there's some parts where I feel like is Drake trolling? Like with this, like some of the songs are real trolls. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, let me get to like, do you know what I'm saying? Mothballs, like lyrics like I don't know how I feel about lyrics like mothball. What did he say? He said, girls, I can't get your smell out my clothes like mothballs or something like that. I need security because is hoes. That's what he said on Mothballs. I don't know about them lyrics, man. I think part 2 with PartyNextDoor singing and Drizzy rapping on Mothballs is like, you know, that's the
crazy.
part I prefer. You know what I mean? You're doing that thing, you're doing that thing again. I can't sing, but that was PartyNextDoor's vocals. Then we got tracks like Nokia. I'm on the fence with that, man. Where the F the function.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? That was kind of cool. I don't know if Drake is trolling, man. Die Trying is some real left-ish, like we said. Like, that's for pop radio. There's no features on this project. I don't know if features would have lightened up this project or not. But Give Me a Hug is a standout track, man. It's definitely a standout track. That's the only really track that we get him kind of like sending some shots back at Kendrick Lamar, like, you know what I mean?
And Kanye.
1,000. What was the Kanye shots? Do you think?
Opening
Was it
line. They're here for the elimination of Drake. That's what Kanye West said on that podcast with Justin the Boy. Yeah, man, everybody's celebrating the elimination of Drake. Yeah, first line. He said, you came for the elimination. He said, no.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
all right.
Yeah.
And he said, Savage, you're the only one checking on me when we on some shit, brother. You know what I'm saying? That line was emotional. I don't know, like, if we really needed that. That was real emotional. 1,000 rapping murder shit,
You're
only
trolling.
10 will really do it. No, he said it. He said 1,000 rapping murder shit, only 10 will really do it. I don't know who shots that's at. I liked the bit at the end, the Aaron Hall, I miss you.
Cold.
I like that. I
Cold.
mean, the original's like a cold track, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meet Your Padre, like, obviously, AKA Meet Your Father.
Yeah.
That's on some Latin vibes, some kind of bashy vibes. That was a vibe, innit? Obviously, that's for a market. File that next to One Dance, Controller, Blem, Gently with Bad Bunny. I feel like that will go in. That's tapping into our market. Spider-Man, Superman is aight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's aight. I don't know how you felt about that, man. But
do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you?
Go on.
So my brain started doing mathematics. And who done the Spider-Man album?
Who did?
Who produced the Spider-Man album, bro?
Was it Kenny?
No, it was none other than Metro Boomin. So,
yeah, of course it was. Of course it was.
So I said to myself, because ultimately, if I don't want to do too much here, but I'm gonna just rewind something that you said. Give Me the Hug being the standout track. I did not feel that was a sexy song. So I do not feel that Give Me a Hug should have been on this project.
It was just kind of shoehorned in there, yeah?
I really don't feel like it should have been on this project.
No, but he's saying, give me a hug, give me a hug, give me a hug.
Yeah,
so it's like, it's definitely on the love vibe, isn't it?
At the end of sending all them shots, he wants to give you Aaron Hall to like force this one in. You know them ones there?
I miss you.
Right, okay, cool. So there was that. But yeah, I felt, because in all honesty, and like, when I talk about Drake, yeah, right now, it's a sensitive time to talk about him because it seems like the hate makes more traction than the love. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then everything that's gone on, I want to maintain, because we're going to talk about some mess in a minute. I want to maintain that I'm still a fan of Drake's music. I don't know the guy from Adam, but I'm still definitely a fan of Drake's music. So when I listened to this record, like, what did I put? These were my notes. Let me just get into it, yeah? I'm frustrated that PartyNextDoor was not really allowed to cook. That was one of the notes I put, yeah? In hindsight, I honestly wonder why he put his name to this project, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, and in brackets, I put Vultures Free. Because why did Ty Dolla $ign put his name to an album with Kanye West, and the album cover has just got Kanye West on the front of it? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? So that was one of my frustrations. And
PartyNextDoor, aka backup dancer.
Are we doing that? Are we doing that? All right, cool. And I said there was a few tracks, right? So obviously I did list that When He's Gone was my track, yeah? But there was a few tracks early in the project where Party started to warm up. He might have got 6 bars into warming in. And then Drake's back after doing like 2 minutes of the record. There's a record called Something About You in particular, where Drake was just not, it was like I think he knew that he was out of his zone and in Party's zone. So he didn't let Party shine. And I think Party gets his first solo record at like track 9. And he slayed. But do you know what I noticed? That record kind of was not in sync with the records that were before it. So as it hits you, it's like, I need to come back to this. You know what I'm saying? I
think you're mistaking a song where maybe PartyNextDoor is able to breathe a bit more as a solo song, because PartyNextDoor actually doesn't have a solo song.
No, he does.
So maybe like Drake is just, no, he doesn't. What's the song called?
The track is called Deeper. And I lied.
You're right.
It's actually track 6.
Apologies.
It's actually track 6.
Apologies.
It's
you're
Deeper.
Right, you're right.
Okay,
it's not one I listen to.
How are we doing a review? Okay, anyway, I'll let that.
No, it's not. I'm saying it's not one I listen to. I just didn't rate the song that much.
Yeah. I also got Lasers. He went mad on Lasers. We didn't really need Drake on Lasers.
Yeah, we didn't need Drake.
Like,
we didn't need Drake.
But I think Drake,
exactly.
I feel like this might sound like a character assassination, but I have to say it. I feel like we're on the other side of a madness for Drake. Like let's close out. Let's close out. Is there anything more you wanted to add on this album?
Like, I just want to say, man, like, hopefully if Drake hears or listens or watches this, that he takes this as constructive feedback, because we're not trying to character assassinate him. For me, I feel like there was too much songs on this project. I can understand people saying it sounds like leftover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At a time when like people maybe wanted a response or they expected something firesome or some real rapping stuff from Drake, he decided to come with a lovers album. You know what I'm saying? Something for the girls. So I find that kind of interesting. This is probably for me my least favorite Drake project. I want to say like it's probably the only lesser favorite for me is Honestly Nevermind. My favorite Drake project definitely has to be Nothing Was the Same. Like that's my favorite.
Okay.
But this is probably my second least. This like it's at the bottom for me of all of Drake's discography. So I don't know how much replay value is like this project's gonna have for me. And
you said it's only certain tracks.
I feel like the Drake fans, like there's people that really like this lover boy side of Drake, so they'll be happy. But I've always confessed to never liking this side of Drake. So there we go, man.
Just to conclude on this album as a project by itself, as I said, definitely a Drake project. Very disappointed in PartyNextDoor's contribution. But I want to talk about PartyNextDoor's contribution. And yeah, I will play this. I will play this album. I am definitely here for R&B Drake. I mean, I don't think he's ever expressed feeling like he was ever the best vocalist. And you can hear the tuning on his voice in almost every song that he sings. But he can put a song together, guys. Like this is not new. I mean, this is not news. Like we've known for some time. So yeah, I'm not mad at this project. I'm not even really going to fight you on putting it just ahead of that Honestly Nevermind either. I'm not even going to fight you on that. But yeah, I'm not mad at this.